How's it going, everybody? This is probably not going to be a super long stream because it's already really late. But I just wanted to get on and hang out for a little bit because it's my birthday today. It sounded fun. I was trying to take some pictures earlier on Pokemon Legends ZA. And so I was trying to get all of these different outfits. So I bought a bunch of clothes, but I didn't do any actual like side questing. Hi, Seawing. Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate it. How is everybody today? What's the devil horn? What are you talking about? What devil horn? What are you talking about? Oh, are you talking about the shrimp? Are you talking about the shrimp tail? It's just a shrimp. It's just my shrimp neck pillow. I was so confused. What do you mean one devil horn? Anyway.
Just followed.
Thanks for the follows. I appreciate it. Okay. We'll just jump into it, you know? See if we can do any fun side quests. I really enjoyed the side quests in this game, so I'm excited to do some more. Turn on Nintendo Switch. Please, oh please. Oh, I didn't mean to pin that. How do I unpin it? David, what do I do? How do I unpin it? What do you mean keep it? Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, what? My bad, my bad. Alright. Let's see if you guys can hear this. Can you hear the game? Click, click, click. Click, click, click. Yeah, okay. Great. Good to know. Armory. Oh yeah. I was trying to take some cool pictures up here, but I need to find a better spot for picture taking, I think. I just don't know. I just don't know where the best spot is. Did you like the Pet the Cow pic? I did. It looks so fun. Is it worth getting the Switch too? I'd rather get a Steam Deck. I mean, it really depends on what games you plan on playing. Like, if you play a ton of computer games, I think the Steam Deck is obviously the way to go. I do really like my Switch too. I've really enjoyed playing this game on it. I've enjoyed playing Scarlet and Violet on it. Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2 is like a completely different game. But yeah, I think it just depends on what you're gonna spend your time doing. If you'll get more mileage out of the Steam Deck, I think it's definitely the way to go. How would you rank the 3 games from favorite to least favorite for Arceus, Violet, and ZA? Ugh, okay, that's honestly, it's kind of hard because I feel like if I would have played Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2, I would have had a much more satisfying experience. Like, I got so frustrated with that game's performance. It just made me upset. and I actually really liked a lot of the aspects of Scarlet and Violet. Like, I enjoyed a lot of like the core gameplay. I liked a lot of the NPCs and the story. But I was so frustrated with all of the performance issues. It drove me crazy. So I probably would rank that one the lowest, even though I don't think it really deserves the lowest. Anyways, I loved Legends Arceus. That was like Probably my favorite Pokemon game I had played in years. It also suffered from the same issues, though, of poor performance and just like, it just needed some more time to cook in the oven, you know, like, and this game, I'm not saying this game is a perfect game by any means. Like, there's still some textures and things that I'm like, that was a little lazy. But it doesn't bother me as much in this game. Like, in this game, I don't really have, like, a huge gripe with it. I know people always bring up, like, the windows on the buildings and how they're just, like, a JPEG. But I'm very whatever about that when the rest of the game has been so enjoyable. I would probably, I don't know. I loved Legends Arceus. I put a lot of time into that game. But I really like this game too. I think I would probably go ZA, Arceus, and then Scarlet Violet. I'm not playing Pokemon for the window. See, you get it. You get it. Like, I don't know if that's truly how I feel or not. I loved Legends Arceus so much. Sorry, I'm just like gathering this side quest as slowly as possible. Hey, Papa Fura, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. And thank you for the 32-month resub. Appreciate you. Like, okay, let's just look. For example. Yeah, like NPCs when I'm walking back and forth, they're fading in and out of existence. But I'm not that bothered by that. Like, yeah, the bars on these windows, it's flat. I can live with that though. Do I wish that it wasn't just a still image? Of course I do. But all of the other parts of this game have been so enjoyable. I love seeing all the models out. I like all the different animations that the Pokemon have. Like this old man's walking his Budew and look, it's walking like this. Blup, 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 blup. Like, look at that. He's too slow. He's never gonna catch up. He's like, oh, come on, Budew, don't worry, we'll turn around. He's like, I'm coming. Oh, just hold on, Pops. That's great. Yeah, the window texture is not great. This is great. Like, it's so fun. You know? I'm sure compared to a lot of people, I sound like a Pokemon shill most of the time. But I've been enjoying this. I've been enjoying this game. I think it's really, really fun. It's a performance trade-off too. If the windows looked amazing, other parts of the game would get worse. That's true. And to be honest, I would rather have the windows look like JPEGs and have other parts look nicer. Now, this is not exactly the same case as in Scarlet and Violet or in Legends Arceus when it was like a net negative. Like, there was a few cutscenes that looked nice, but even then they were like laggy or whatever. Until I played them on the Switch too, and then I was just frustrated. It's like, damn it, why didn't they just wait and have it release on the Switch too? It would have had a totally different reputation. But who knows, there's deadlines and they need to make money at certain periods, and I get it. I get all the business side of it, but damn, those two games just need a little longer in the oven. Let's see some battles in the battle system. I do really like the battle system. I think it's really fun. I didn't know if I was gonna like it in ranked, but I think it's really chaotic and really fun. Zen, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I loved when the NPCs did random T-poses on Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, unlike the NPCs in this game that just square up on you all the time. Expert battlers like us know better than just dish out damage non-stop. You'll see what we mean soon enough. What, they're gonna use setup moves on me? What the helly? Zen, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. The trailers for Scarlet and Violet look so good, but an expectations versus reality. Yeah. It's just, it's so night and day. Like, hold on. Can I we'll just take a minute, because I'm not really doing anything in the game right now anyway. So, Just look at this with me. Let's just load up Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2 really fast. Thank you for the take. Very informative and well thought. I was curious because I've been seeing some hate on this game, but everyone always loved Arceus even though it had performance issues. See, and that was my thing too. And my husband never played Legends Arceus, and I had to tell him, I'm like, you don't understand. It's so much fun. It's so much fun that it's actually really frustrating about the parts of it that either didn't perform well or just were like bad textures. Like, because I'm like, I'm having so much fun. I just wish it was a little teeny bit more polished. But like, look at this game on the Switch 2. Look at how much nicer this looks. Like, Legends ZA definitely, I think, feels much more alive than this game. But this was an entirely open world game too. So I gotta be, like, I gotta be kind of considerate to that. Yeah, look at our frames. Look how many frames we have. Like all the particles. Look how many Pokemon render at once, and they don't just like immediately pop up when they're under your feet. What are all these Go-Goats doing here? Is this Makuhita like leading these? Is he a shepherd? What is he doing? Or wait, those are Skiddos, not Go-Goats. There's just a bunch of. Why is there so many Skiddo and Shinx? But oh, here, hold on. Let me take you guys. Let me take you guys to the place that matters. Oh, also, hold on. Look at this. I don't know if you played Scarlet and Violet. Look at how fast I can open and close this menu. For the different uniforms. I remember being like, if I hit the D-pad, I would be so frustrated because it would be like 30 seconds of waiting. It just pissed me off. Okay, what the hell is the map button? Am I losing my mind? Is it this one? Oh, okay. Nope, this is not it. What the hell is it? Bless you, Cinder. Bless you, Cinder. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. Cinder just was... I didn't mean to send Vullaby out. Oh my god. Vullaby's killing all the Skiddo. This is not what I meant to do. Cinder just sneezing so much and then I clicked the wrong button. Oh, it's a Growlithe. Hello. Where's he headed? He's like, oh, I gotta get all my Skiddo. Wait, where are they? Wait. They're like, oh no, I knew we shouldn't have left the Skiddo alone. They're all knocked out now. Dude, what is the map button? Why am I so lost? Okay, aha! I found it. Let me take you to probably the most infamous place in this game, Lag Lake. The way I see is the game perfect? Absolutely no. Did I enjoy playing it? Absolutely yes. Did I put in 100 plus hours of gameplay? Yes. And it's more than worth it, even though some AAA games that are done after 30-40 hours, and that applies to every game, not just Pokemon. I agree. I do agree. It's like, it's hard because I want to hold, like, I want to hold them to higher scrutiny because they are the biggest franchise in the world. Like, so they should be making a product that at least runs, you know? I can forgive certain graphics, but I want it to run. So when it didn't, it was like, this is really frustrating. But I was having so much goddamn fun playing the game. Okay. Look at all these guys. Tatsugiri. And they're all just swimming around. Like, this is how the game just should have been. They needed to just wait for the Switch 2 and do a premiere release. Like, look. Look at all my frames that I have. It's so nice. Like an entirely different game. Oh, hello, Tony. Thank you so much for the raid. How are you guys? How was your stream? Crazy because so much more Pokemon spawn too. I know, like, the render distance is longer, more Pokemon spawn in, and I've got frames the entire time. Like, just... Okay, but... Counterpoint. So Legends Arceus did not get any sort of update with the Switch 2. Like, there's basic performance that is better because it's running on the Switch 2. But, like, it didn't change anything. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Freaking old now. Like, I wish so badly that this game got a couple of more performance issues. Like, I almost said performance issues. A couple more updates, like Legend of Zelda did too. Just give it a little nudge. So I love this game. I think it's ridiculously fun. But yeah, and then go into our Pokemon ZA. It just is crisp. I don't know. And that's not everything. Like, I know I'm a little all scatterbrained right now talking about all of this. But genuinely, I just think it's been such a big improvement from those two games that a lot of the little stuff hasn't bothered me. Like, right, we can talk about this wall being really flat. And it's like, yeah, that's unfortunate. We can talk about some of the NPCs rendering in and then disappearing. But it doesn't take away from the game that much for me. So, like, I just don't care. I'm just having so much fun. If that's something that's gonna drive you insane when you're playing the game, then by all means, like, it's gonna bother you. But I've loved the characters in this game. I've loved the cutscenes. The beginning was a little bit tutorial handholdy, but it's supposed to be. It's for kids, right? But all in all, I think it's awesome. Sorry, this is my very long-winded take. I just think it's so fun. I understand the critiques of Pokemon, but you gotta critique all of Nintendo in that case, because it's not just Pokemon having issues, it was Switch 1 being weak performance console. That's very, very true. Like, even the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom suffered because it didn't... I think they were probably... I wonder if there was just delays with the Switch 2 as a whole, because there was a few games where you're like, this was definitely intended to be on the new console. And then they had to wait and then give an upgrade, yada yada. Thank you, Maddish. Your chat on screen is covered by your camera, by the way. I know. I've been really lazy about fixing that. Thank you for reminding me. It's just, it looks like the tiniest chat box in the world. We can just... There we go. Just saw new messages get covered. Yeah, it's my, I think I adjusted it for League one time and I just never fixed it. I thought it was hilarious when they premiered with Cyberpunk. I remember Andy bought Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch because he wanted to play it really bad, but I wanted to watch him play it. And they're like, oh, there's a Switch port. I actually had a friend that helped work on that port for the Switch. And it was just... I mean, they did all they could. They truly did. But that game is not meant to be played on the Switch one. It's just not. It's like the performance was so sad. It looked like a PS1 game. I felt for them. They tried. Yeah, they had to really like turn back a lot of features to make it work on the Switch one. League? Yeah, remember when I played League of Legends, you guys? I don't even remember what I was like back then. I can't believe our status moves weren't enough to beat you. Did they hit me with status moves? My Pokemon powered yours down. Why wasn't that enough to win? Because my Starmie's like 40 levels higher than your Pokemon. Believe in your that you guys didn't believe enough. It's the rudest. Did you try believing in yourself? Maybe next time. Well said. Thank you, Casey. Hey, don't worry about it. No one needs to send me any birthday presents. I do appreciate the gifts. Locke and David sent me a little care package for my birthday, and I got some more Pokemon cards, and he got hold on. Got me this really cool crystal dragon that's at real crystals, and it has like like what they do on the bottom. It's like amethyst and selenite, and I don't know what everything is, but it's cool. Pokemon cards, did you open them? I have so many Pokemon cards. Actually, I got my nails done though, so that I could open them specifically. I'm very excited. I've got a lot of packs. Oh, I was gonna say next Saturday, I'm celebrating 8 years. 8 years of streaming, which is crazy to say out loud. So I'm planning a big celebration stream. Andy's gonna take Ray, and they're gonna have like a daddy-daughter day all day. So we'll have a lot of time to just celebrate. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think Tony, you were telling me that there was a new game or something that you guys were maybe thinking of trying out. I don't know if that's still this Saturday or not, but I bet I could work it in. Depending on when it all started. What's happening right now? Oh! Joyous anniversary! Oh, it's my birthday! Oh. I do hope this will be a wonderful year for you, each and every day. Aww. Wow. I completely forgot that the Pokemon Center does that on your birthday. Oh my god. Lopar Panda. Whoa, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. 30 gifted subs, dude. I gotta tally it. I owe you 10 packs of Pokemon cards. I'm tallying it right now because I don't have my camera set up to open them yet. Sorry, that was what my train of thought was going, because I was like, I want to start opening packs when we hit certain sub goals again. I'm a Charlie Nader. Oh, thank you, Lopar. I really, really appreciate it, Mr. Panda. Thank you so much. I don't know, my community at one point, I called them, they were Charms, and then it was the Charmy, and then I think I just refer to all of them lovingly as gamers at this point, so who even knows? I don't think I have like an official name. Maybe we should vote on it one day. Oh please, Mr. Panda is my uncle. Oh, thank you, Lopar. Really, go on YouTube and look up every game's birthday Pokemon Center thing since you can only do it today. Wait, what? Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Good point. We were just playing the other game. Didn't I see what it looks like in Scarlet and Violet? Hold on a moment. Oops, wrong game again. Oops, there we go. I think the X and Y one made me cry. Oh, yeah, I remember Sword and Shield came out on my birthday, so the first time I went to the Pokemon Center, they celebrated, and it was so special. I feel weirdly nostalgic for Sword and Shield, even though I wasn't that young and it wasn't that long ago. Oh my, wait, hold on. Look at the Krogunk, how they walk. Oh, they walk so silly. What is my camera? Do I have a camera button? Can I freaking zoom in or what? Okay, guess not. Anyways. Oh my god. What is the damn map button again? How am I so lost at all times? Here we go. Which Pokemon Center did we go to? We'll go to... I don't even know which town I like in this game. Treasure train. We'll go to Alfrenada. Thanks Twitch for starting the discount after. Wait, they do discounts now when you start a hype trade? Like, they should have been doing that the whole time. The treasure train does now? Oh, cute! I do hope this will be a wonderful year for you each and every day. Aww. Why am I so far away? Oh, the birthday cake! On the big screen! Oh, that's cute! Oh, look at the little Greavyards! And the Tatsugiri! Oh wait, this is way cute! Okay, they actually did such a great job. Wow, this really feels like my birthday right now. Very cool, very cool. I think all of my other games are on the cartridge though. Unfort. Wait, happy birthday, Char. As a small gift, I sent you a... Wait, the message is cut off. Hold on, I'm trying to read it. Oh, a $15 gift card to Crumble Cookie gift card. Sorry if you do not like cookies or if you're not a sweets person. Thank you for being kind and all. Hey, thank you, Casey. Hey, don't worry. I am a sweets person. I will be using that gift card to Crumble Cookie. I am unfortunately... I have such a sweet tooth. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Okay, what were we doing on the roof, Scolipede? Who even knows? Let's, what do we got? Do we got any cool missions right now? People in Pokemon ought to do to preserve the world's beauty. What does Zygarde think? Oh, right. Wait, we've got a main mission to do. Not a side mission. We have to fight Zygarde. I'm so silly for this. I think he beat my ass last time, though. I'll be honest. just walked into that. Hey, come here, buddy. Let's try it. "10% form is so cute. I just love it. This just looks like Cinder to me when he's not as fluffy. This is Cinder after he gets a haircut. Thank you, Tealbot. I appreciate it. Just bought. Wait, what? What? You just bought me the Elder Scrolls? What do you mean you bought me the Elder Scrolls? The official cookbook? From Throne? Oh my hell. Maddish? Okay, we are definitely doing a cooking stream. When I get that cookbook, we are doing a cooking stream ASAP. I have got to try it. What is happening right now? Lopar. Holy, 20 more gifted subs, dude. What do I do? Okay, hold on. That's so bad at math. 3. What is 20 divided by 3? It's not, it doesn't divide evenly. 6 and change? We'll round up to 7. So I owe Lopar 17 packs. 17 packs. Okay. I gotta start writing this down. Oh, hold on. I got you, Maddish. My bot hates links. There you go. Lopar, thank you so much. And Maddish, thank you so much for the freaking Elder Scrolls book. I cannot wait to make a sweet roll. That's gonna be so fun. It wasn't a link, it was just the lack of spaces around a period. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. My bot is fascist. It was just me saying what the 20 divided by 3 is. I just set you up. So bad. Oh, you know what someone said on my my YouTube video about Mega Evolutions? They said that some people had pointed out that Starmie the Mega Starmie is a reference to Earthbound. Sorry, I just stood in the surf like a maniac. Alright, I need to make sure I say the right thing here because I don't want to butcher it because it's been a long time since I played Earthbound. But they made such a good point, and then I can't unsee it now, and I think it's so cool. So obviously I already like Mega Starmie. But they just made it so much better. Where the heck is this? Let's see. Oh yeah, they said, from what I've seen others say, Mega Starmie is a nod to Starman from Earthbound. The initial pose it makes gives it away, because it's the same. And the fact that is true. And the fact that Pokedex hints at it as well as Staryu being legit aliens as it tries to be more human-like, so this was kind of the next step. And so Starman from Earthbound, hold on, let me show you guys.
Oh, babe, sing that. You didn't greet me when I come home?
Hold on.
Greet me.
I was in the middle of a sentence. Hi. Welcome home. I love you. Okay. So this guy, so they're saying it references, and Mega Starmie hits this pose like exactly.
There's another thing.
And it just makes so much sense to me. It's so cool.
There's another thing.
What? What's the other thing? Oh my god, Zen! Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. I need to... What do I do? You guys have been crazy today. I feel like we have to unlock something for all of this support. What do I do? Well, we're gonna have a big stream next Saturday to celebrate 8 years of streaming. So maybe I'm gonna cook this week. We'll figure out some stuff.
Pull up your browser.
Oh, what? What is it?
Type in warning from space.
Warning from space. Oh, these guys.
That's it. And if you watch them move, like, I don't know if there's a video.
Do we have a video? He said to watch them move.
This came out 5 years ago.
This did not come out 5 years ago. What are you talking about? This is great. Where are the stars at? Oh wait, this one's peeking behind. Where are they? Oh, wait, they're literally becoming it wants to become a person. Yeah. Whoa. Interesting.
Babe, he said, would your hubby... scroll up on your chat.
What? Would your hubby want some old Bionicles my friends don't want? He would.
Are you kidding me? You know how hard and crazy those would go at my school?
I want to see them move around.
Very much, yes.
Star fish. That didn't help. I just want to see them move around. Okay, I'm spending too much time on this. It's okay. But now we know. What did we get? We got the Choo Choo Spit the Truth. Is that Pusheen? It kind of looks like Pusheen the cat. As an old person, that came out 5 years ago. It's like it's your birthday or something. Guys, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Massively helps out the stream and allows me to keep doing this, so thank you so much. Can you explain why Starmie has knees? Yes, because they're trying to be a person. They're trying to become more people-like. I love Mega Starmie. It has grown on me just so much. I remember those rice cakes you made a while ago on stream. Oh yeah, I made rice balls. They're just like tuna rice balls, I think. Hi, Locke. Good to see you. Wait. Nope, never mind. Yeah, we'll just keep hitting him with Oblivion Wing. This is surely going to work. Uh-oh. Oh. Ooh. Use extreme speed? Look at him run. Feraligatr, get in there. Whoa. I did it again. Okay, 10% form down. On to 50? 50. Freaking flinched. Hello, Tyler. Thank you so much. Armory's getting smoked here. Okay, we got to do some rezzing. You don't look a day over your age. Thank you. Wow. You're so right. If your kid decides they want to try a Pokemon game, which gen game would be your first suggestion? I have already, my husband and I have talked about this because I think I want to start Ray on the classics. Because when I was like 4 or 5, I had a Game Boy and I had a Nintendo 64. Oops, and I knocked myself out because I wasn't running in time. So I think there's some really, I mean, I'm expecting that she's going to be able to read by then because I read to her every single day, and I think she's little, but I'm going to be really adamant about that. And the one cool thing about Pokemon is you do have to read. I think it's actually one of the cool things about it not having voice acting. Not that I think that no voice acting is great, but it is kind of cool that you do have to be able to read if you're going to progress. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. Kind of like probably some older games, and then see what piques her interest too, though, because I'm sure there's gonna be a lot that she's gonna like. She loves animals so much right now, and I have a million Pokemon stuffed animals, and she knows a lot of their names. So she says Pikachu and Bulbasaur and all of them. So I think she's gonna really enjoy getting to see them in a different game, or see them in a more lively situation. Ray's big enough to have her first Pokemon. She, right now, is a big Pikachu enjoyer. She freaking loves Pikachu. And Bulbasaur. She loves both of those, but I have so many plushies, and sometimes she'll randomly be like, I really like Machamp today, so you never know. My nephews are 6 and 4. They tried out Mario Kart when they visited last week, and we're loving the character choices, getting to be a bee and a snowman. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, hold on. If you've got, if you have, like, the Nintendo 64 version for the Switch, like Nintendo Online or whatever, I can't recommend enough Pokemon Stadium on the Nintendo 64. We have a ton of games for the Switch for our kids to play with at our after-school program, and they love Pokemon Stadium. Like, it has been a massive hit, and they've got options. Like, they could play Super Smash or Mario Kart or all sorts of other games, and they always go back to Pokemon Stadium. It's just a hitter, so I highly, highly recommend it. And it's easy because it's just like mini games or battling. They don't have to do a whole lot. The barrier for entry is low, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I think I need to start trying to res for alligator here. I also don't know when Coliseum is supposed to be coming back out with the Nintendo Online GameCube release. Remember when they announced that quite a few months ago for the Switch 2? And then we just didn't hear anything about it. I don't know when that's supposed to come out. I am looking forward to that. That'll be a banger too. Never played? Oh my gosh. So good. You'll get to play it for the first time too. I'm so envious, actually. That's gonna be awesome. What is he doing? Land's Wrath? Oh. The one that just keeps killing me over and over again. Let's see if I can... Dude, if this thing also goes to 100% form, I think I will simply not be able to beat this. There's just no way. So fast. I hope it does. I would do this to me. Oh. Ah, shoot. Yeah, my Pokemon are just too low level. We just have to train more. But until I beat him, the random alphas aren't gonna spawn under the tower. So what I actually probably need to do is just change who's on my team. Which can be done. The Zygarde is Ground Dragon, right? You made me turn on Arceus again right now. Hell yeah. Love to hear it. I hope you have some shiny luck. I see you're keeping true on losing first attempts. Proud of you. Damn it, Tyler. Listen, 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 listen. Okay, I think we throw in my girl. And I have my Clefable. I need to go get the Clefableite though. The power loss we just had from that. I think I might need to do some more, I didn't know you were baby levels. Yeah, well, I took Clefable off the team because of Skarmory. It's just been a whole... It's so hard. I have so many Pokemon that I love in this game that have Mega Evolutions. Like, what am I supposed to do? It's kind of messed up, honestly. What else do I have? I've got Kangaskhan. I do have a pretty big Kangaskhan. And I have Victory Bell, and I've got the Victory Bell. But that's not going to really help us that much. I think, we're just gonna have to grind up some levels. I wonder if I should do some more ranked battles to get more candies, maybe? I could try one, just see how it goes. You have so many cool ones, you can't dedicate a team. It's just, it's hard. Like, I can't fit everyone in a balanced way. Why is this happening to me? This is not good. I need... Why can't I grab from my current team? I went with the full shiny team. That's legit. That's way legit. I don't understand. I can't manage this team because it's my party. All right. Let me just do this real fast. To be honest, I don't actually use any of these guys. I don't know what I'm doing. my ranked team consists of Heracross, Vaporeon, and like Talonflame most of the time. So I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. We're gonna put Heracross. Yes, please. Armory's got Drill Run, which I do love. We'll do maybe not Scolipede. We'll do Vaporeon and probably need another Mega Evolving Pokemon. Maybe we'll do Excadrill. Let's just see how this goes, you know? This looks incredibly smooth on Switch 2. The processing power and GPU must be so much more advanced than the original Switch. It's definitely an upgrade from the OG Switch. It feels nice to play like anything on it so far. And in handheld mode, it's, you know, people were really worried about the handles, right? Or not handles, the Joy-Cons. And they feel great. They don't feel like they're gonna snap off or anything. They feel very secure. Phalanx, dude, he's got a big ass Xerneas. Oh, sick. Wow. He ganked me. Is this the new meta? Everyone's bringing Xerneas in here? Don't piss me off. Oh, we missed. Hit him with the metal claw. This is sickening. Get away from me, Meganium. No one is looking at you. What is this, Chaos? This is the new ranked system in this game? Huge. Focus Blast. It hits! This game is bullshit. What kind of Focus Blast lands? I had to dodge that. Oh no, 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 no. Swap! Swap it out. Mega Horn time. Go, Heracross! Hurry! Oh my god. I hate everyone bringing fucking Xerneas here. We haven't got a single knockout. This is just sad. I can't swap. You have to close combat. Something has to go. Oh. I hate that guy. HRK 65. I hope your pillows are warm. And your socks are wet. Sickening. Truly sickening. We gotta get her. Go! Hurry, Heracross, hurry! Beautiful. Oh my god. Double KO to end it. Did we even get it though? Did we get 3? Thank you. We tied for last. Beautiful. I couldn't have asked for more, truly. Heracross is the GOAT. Okay, so now that I understand the meta is just bring Xerneas, I will simply not be playing this right now. It's just gonna piss me off. Back to the drawing board. You don't lose points, you can't rank down. I don't even care about deranking. I don't want to just fight only Xerneas over and over. Oh, it's Chikorita. What the? Get in the ball. Just bring a bunch of poison steel types. That's true. Sword stance? Okay, relax, Clefable. I moonlighted? We are doing great. I metronome and got Swords Dance again? Bitch, get it together right now. That's crazy. I threw it right in the water. Cotton Guard. Girl, if you don't get a damaging move... Do we need to talk? Oh my god. Okay, look. This was not our best performance, Clefable. That was rough. We cannot do that again. That was embarrassing. Maybe we just need to battle a bunch of people in the ZA Royale or whatever. My favorite use of metronome is when it gives you explosions. That was so funny. We were trying to get... I don't remember. We were in one of the wild zones. And I was trying to knock out like a Pumpkaboo and Clefable just exploded. My goodness. Reverum, this is your moment. I know, I was like, maybe I need to just get Metagross. But I do have, like... I don't know. I have, Skarmory and Scolipede and Dragalge. Oh, you're right! There is a birthday thing right here. Wait, that's so cute! Oh, just like in a Scarlet and Violet, how it was over the top. This one's just out in front. How cute! Yeah, I just got so distracted. What the hell was I doing again? Oh yeah, we need to grind up for this. Oh wait, I need to see if I even have close to enough Mega Shards. 343. I think I need 360 for Clefable. Excuse me, ma'am. Vroom was my first shiny I hunted in SV. I actually haven't ever seen Vroom shiny. Is it gold? Yeah, oh that's so cool. What happens if you get all Mega Shards? So they respawn, but you can cap. So just so you know, you can cap at 999. So if you're going around just trying to get as many as you possibly can, at a certain point, you can't gather more. So you'll have to go spend them before you can get more. I wish I had like a quick check for this. 47. We're making it. We're making it. She just outrages and then misses. Oh my god, please. Just confused. Yeah, I'd be confused too. There we go. Pins. Beautiful. There we go. Oh, look. Scissor looks so cool. This guy said, I won't let myself be outshone by those Dedenne guards. Was this the... This was the previous security guard with his scissor. And look what replaced him. These Dedenne are serious about their job though. They're serious about their work. What time are you starting the big celebration stream next week? It's gonna be on Saturday, and I don't know exactly what time. I'm planning on probably like early afternoon is my goal. Watch where you're shooting that thing. Oh my god. Metronome is my favorite move in the game. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. Just the gamble on what can happen is so funny every time. Oh, thank you, V-Red. I appreciate you. But yeah, I would plan on probably around like 1 or 2 in the afternoon is my goal. We'll get to have plenty of time. Let's check now. 62. Okay, I think that's good, finally. Thank you, Mirror Shield. I like it because it's gambling without the consequences. Yeah, except for sometimes when she just explodes. And then you're just out one Pokemon. Alright, where's the Clefableite? Oh, it's only 240. Whoa. Got 100 something left over? Hold on. Oh, I can't buy anything else though. It's okay. Have you tried the new League Champ on PBE yet? I haven't played League in a while. Probably not since this game's come out. But I do want to check out that new champion sometime. We'll have to do it. I saw a TikTok of someone using Metronome to clear all the shards, and after like 15 uses, Zygarde's new signature move was used and spoiled the guy. Wait, that's actually so funny. Amazing. Incredible. Show-stopping. Oh, thank you so much, Raichu. I appreciate you. I let it do its thing today. I felt pretty good about it. Oh, I gotta get the Diancie. Guys, I'm so... Where even is it? Where the heck do I get frickin' Diancie at? Having a good day? Yeah, it's been great. I got to spend the majority of my day with family We went out to breakfast this morning, and then we watched the UFC fights together. And it was just a good time. Having lots of fun. Where? Dude, where do I find the Diancie? Am I losing it? Do I need? Does it have to do with? What's her name? Emma? You have to go to the bureau? Okay, I thought so. I could have sworn there was something like that. Can you believe that one guy and the other didn't? I was not expecting that. Whoa, that's so true. There was that guy. They were punching each other. Mimi must be sensing some kind of psychic energy. It can be telepathically pick up thoughts and feelings and transmit them onto another person. Using telepathy takes a lot out of Mimi, so I've asked it to hold back. But even so, sometimes it happens to pick up on something, like just now. I wonder what it's detecting. Maybe that Diancite you've got is imbued with some kind of strong emotion? Look at his little butt. It's so cute. Why don't we follow Mimi and see where it's headed, Charlie? Whatever you say. If Chad cosplays Emma, would she Naruto run into the distance as an Instagram video? Yes. I don't know how I would do all that. I gotta get a crop top, like pea coat jacket. I don't know how the hell I'd make her bodysuit. Probably just, I don't know. I have to think about it. Why am I so far away? Oh, it's this way. You asked the Gram for cosplay ideas a few weeks ago? Yeah. I always like to just see what people think. Because sometimes I get struck with a lot of inspiration and I feel like very motivated to make something quickly, like my my Hex Maniac cosplay. I did that in like a week. And then other times I'm like, I don't know what to make. And then I lose it all. Mimi and I are on a case right now. We might need your help. Yeah, if you could let Iris and Nyx know too, that would be great. Eris and Nyx. Why do I know who that is? Eris and Nyx. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure those are grunts from Sun and Moon. They're like Team Skull people. I've been playing through that right now. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Unless they're different Eris and Nyx, but I don't think that they would be. You don't even know them. Stop fibbing. I'm being dead serious. Watch, I'm gonna be so wrong. It's gonna be completely new people. Thank you, Vern. Good to see you. You asked? Oh wait, you said what is that? I added more sound alert stuff, and some of them I guess are just pictures that pop up. I don't know. Sorry about that. I was just checking in with some friends from back in the day. Yeah, you see, I run the bureau now, but it was started by a detective named Looker. Oh, I know all about Looker. He was such a kind person and helped teach me so much. But it turned out he wasn't any ordinary private detective. He was an international police officer. So eventually he had to go off and solve probably more cases somewhere else, far away. I took over for him as head of the bureau, and I'm doing my best to run things with the help of Mimi and those friends I just spoke to. Am I losing it? Hold on. I'm pretty sure it's Eris and Nyx? Sun and Moon? No one has any idea what I'm talking about. Pokemon. Eris and Nyx are Team Flare gang members who appear in the post-game Lucre side quests. What? Alright, well, I guess that makes more sense that they'd be they'd be in the game she was in. Like, could have sworn, I don't know. I have to go back and look. He had sworn not to use his powers too much. Eris and Nyx are moons, silly, not people. You said sun and moon, they're like planets. Oh my god. Hey, good night, Vern. Come on, Charlie, let's follow Mimi. Would you play Arc Raiders? I don't even know what that is. Someone told me that I need to play Dispatch too, and I'm not really familiar with that, but I'd be open to it if it's something that you guys would be interested in watching. What is it, Mimi? Are you picking up on my own feelings? Is you're hungry for bread? Is this Mimi's mystical power? Somehow you can hear Emma's thoughts in your head? What's going on with Mimi? Is it hungry? I'm getting pretty hungry myself. Are you alright, Emma? Red Hood, thank you so much for the resub. Oh yes, I was just thinking I could go for a little bite to eat. Thanks for looking out for me, Mimi. What do you say we make a little pit stop and refuel? Dispatch is a visual novel type game, multiple ending types, about superheroes, Arc Raiders, like sci-fi extraction shooter. That I don't know if you'd like as much. I don't know if Arc Raiders is really my vibe. I could check it out. I did like Apex Legends. I played a bit of that, if it's in the same vein. But Dispatch sounds like something that's up my alley. Now then, Mimi, how about you show us where you wanted to go? Not a battle royale. Okay. Just extraction shooter. Tarkov, but space age. Oh, I am not a good Tarkov player. So I'll probably be sitting that one out. I got so freaking turned around. There we go. It's something more like go in, loot stuff, leave ASAP. Yeah, I bet there's some other streamers that are really good at that game. That would be very entertaining to watch. I think I would be very frustrating to watch play that game. Dispatch is great. I think I saw Lunity playing a little bit of it, but I didn't really know all what was going on. I was only able to stop in for a minute. So it didn't really spoil much for me. But I am interested to play it. I haven't played a game like that in a while, and I think that'd be really fun. There's also Digimon that I think you would like. Oh yeah, the new Digimon game. I would like to try that eventually too. Seems like a cool game. Wait. Oh, no, I think I'm going the right way. Whoa. A lot of crystals. the surf. Whatever you were sensing is around here, right, Mimi? There are so many mega crystals here too. Too many. It's not normal. The carbink. I like the touch actually that whenever carbink are somewhere, there's more mega crystals. I think it's cool. There she is. Beautiful Diancie. I loved her little segment in Pokemon Snap, the new one. So pretty. Okay, now which can I catch you in the heal ball? I've got 8 of them. Oh, I'm locking on to all the wrong stuff. Uh-oh. Whoa. Oh my god. This is so embarrassing. Please get these stealth rocks away from me. I'm dying to stealth rocks as a trainer. Oh my god, this is just... Need to catch it. Okay, I was really trying. Might not have been my best performance, but I was trying.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I thought I disabled that sound alert. Dude, this sound alert got one of my fucking YouTube videos copyrighted. I could have sworn that I disabled it. Not that this is going on YouTube or anything, like it's fine right now, but it's just so goofy. I was like, what could I be getting copyright for? I don't play any other music. For less than 10 seconds. I know, isn't that just atrocious? I'm gonna die to stealth rocks again. Get in the heal ball. No! Damn it. Emma, stop backseating me. I'm really trying, okay? After you beat it, save it, then if you don't catch it, reload it, and it should still be knocked out? That's crazy. Fire blast? Oh my god. Why are the stealth rocks so strong? God. Why are we getting smoked by Diancie? Can I just keep throwing Pokeballs at you? I need like Rapid Spin on my Starmie. Get rid of the Stealth Rocks. They have to go away. Get in the heal ball. It is so important. Be caught. Be caughteth. My headcanon is that there's a Nurse Joy in the bush healing her. She keeps using Draining Kiss. It's too much. Can I? Oh my god. My Starmie is also not like a very strong Starmie. Confuse Ray, Starmie, hurry! Ow. I'm out of heal balls. The dream's dead. Oh my god. Can I reload? Dying to Stealth Rocks is too funny. It's just... Stealth Rocks does seem 1000% more effective right now. Alright, let's add some hitters to the team right now. Alright, my Excadrill's only level 54. Feels bad. One steel type should make a Diancie useless though, no? Well, we'll find out. We will find out. There, okay. I do have all my heal balls again. Very good. Oh, we're doing the long animation this time. I don't know what decides this. Like sometimes you get the long Mega Evolve animation, sometimes you get the short one. I don't really know. What? Okay, well, we're catching her. Let's just... Get back here. I gotta clear all these out before I fight her again. Oh. All right. I know this is a petty thing, okay? I just need her to go in the pretty pink heel ball. It's so just, it has to happen. Oh. This is gonna take so long. Please. I missed a moonball on a Shalfa Starmie and I reset the game 7 times. Oh, I don't blame you for that at all. Sometimes it's just what we need. I think I can give what might help me a little bit. Ooh. Maybe giving you another steel move. We'll swap X-Scissor for a minute. Remember the whole save when they're knocked out? The way you don't, if you miss, you don't have to do the whole fight. I do remember you saying something like that. Who knows what you meant by that though? Like really, anyone could decipher something different. So many, so many variables. I don't. What? Why'd I tumble jump into her? Oh! Whoops. Wait. So you're saying I can just save in the middle of a fight? That seems so wrong. Like, no, I cannot. Not middle. You have to have her knocked out and dizzy. Oh. What if I fuck it up, though? That seems like a likely thing for me to do. If you fuck it up, then oh well. Apparently not for this since it's a side quest. Okay, I was like, it's not working. Hey Charlie, you know what? I was wrong. You know what? And that takes a big man to say that, Tyler. Happy birthday. This is the best birthday ever. Cam admitted we were friends and Tyler said he was wrong. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Really anything. We're just gonna restart this fight, actually. Where I can have Skarmory again. I only had 2 heal balls left anyway, so makes more sense. Let me clear some of these out really fast. There we go. That's nice. There we go. Good job, Starmie. Did you know there's a person at Rust Syndicate that will reset all your EVs for a Pokemon? No, that's awesome. I did not know that. That is wonderful. Let's put Skarmory back on the team. Save again. There we go. Okay, there we go. We got him out of the way. Just in time for Skarmory. It only cost 999 Mega Shards. Wow, that is a lot of Mega Shards. Damn. Thank goodness. Job. I knew you could handle it, Charlie. Can I see that Pokemon you just caught? It's so pretty. Its glimmer reminds me of that Anastar sundial. Anastar sundial? Oh, I'm like, am I supposed to know what that is? There's a strange sundial in Anastar City said to have something to do with Megastones. I don't remember this. This brings so many things to mind. In particular, I'm thinking about 2 people I've met since I parted ways with Looker. Namely Az and Professor Sycamore. The professor spoke with Az as part of his research into Mega Evolution. Professor Sycamore's theory was that Megastones formed 3,000 years ago. When certain stones were irradiated by the light, the energy of the legendary Pokemon that was fired from the ultimate weapon. Oh, fair enough. Az nodded that when he heard that, according to him, that's why we've been finding new types of Megastones recently. After all, the ultimate weapon was fired again 5 years ago. It's okay, Mimi. I'm here to keep Lumiose safe, and Charlie's here to help too. Make sure you take good care of this Pokemon, okay, Charlie? Beyonce's so cute. I guess we'll head back to the Looker Bureau. Take care. Okay, I want to Mega Evolve her right now. I just remembered that Az mentioned something else. He said during his long journey searching for Floette, he saw a phenomenon in Hoenn that may have been the beginning of Mega Evolution. That's what always got him thinking about the bonds between people and Pokemon. Anyway, thanks for helping us out, Charlie. I'll see you around, dude. Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby was so peak. So much fun. We got an extra large candy. Hooray! Oh, hello. No, wait. No, wait, come back. Well, I didn't know the Dratini hang out up here. Pretty cool. Okay, I need to give her... There we go. I didn't get to experience Alpha Sapphire or Omega Ruby, though to be honest, I haven't played a Pokemon since Fire Red Leaf Green. I loved those games. They were really fun. But the post game in those was actually a blast. I was very impressed. I'm not gonna make it. Oh no. I really want to get Heart Gold Soul Silver though. Yeah, I mean, fantastic games. Can vouch. I would kill for a DS or whatever to play them. I feel very grateful that I was so sentimental about all of my old hardware because I still have almost everything that I've ever had. Like I don't ever trade in systems unless it's like a lateral upgrade because I just like preserving the stuff that I buy. So the only DS that I don't have anymore is my very first DS. I never owned a DS, 3DS. Oh, I gotcha. I think my sister took all my old hardware and now she doesn't know where they are. And personally, I think that's a hate crime. Well, I hated it. Oh my goodness. Wait. Excuse me, that was so rude. Okay, what is my camera button? Help! Oh my god. I actually don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Look at her! Oh, wow. Just... I love it. Excellent. Okay. She's getting overstimulated by the button. She's showing her age. Oh no, it's true. It's happening. I need to buy like 1 million more Dusk Balls. Very important. Okie dokie. Well, Diancie should actually be a big help in the Zygarde fight. Wait, Charlie, are you 29 now? I'm the big 3-0 in. Big 30. You know what's actually given me... I know everyone says, like, when they turn 30, they're like, ah, I'm turning to dust, I'm so old, you know, whatever. So my grandma is, she's currently in her 80s. And she is living, like... the best, most exciting life. I need to share it with you guys because I think a lot of people get really like, oh, I'm getting so old and everything's hard and there's some truth to getting old, sucking, whatever. But my grandma, she's in her 80s and she's doing Zumba classes, and like every time I talk to her, it's like she's doing some new fun thing. It's like, oh, I'm downtown getting tea with the girl, and she's like cultivated all of these new friends in her old age, and like she's going to book clubs, and it's just like she's just having so much fun. Like, that's so awesome. He deserves it. Like, look, guys, life doesn't end at 30 or 40 or 50, and apparently not even at 80 for some people. Totally stop. You got rejected by Pokemon Go kids. You two are not the same. Those were adults, Tyler. Those were 3 adults. Those were 3 people that were older than me. I was the kid in the scenario, okay? I wish they were kids. It would have made more sense if they were kids. Not Cope. If they were like 3 teenagers and they were just being awkward, I'd be like, you know what? It is what it is, you know? But they weren't. They were not. Guys, it's 12:30. I should go to bed. But this was so fun. Thanks for having me while I did my one side quest and ran around and got distracted the whole entire time. Is this Charlie's midlife crisis? I'm not even at the mid of my life that I know of. I'm at like a little over a quarter. That's not the middle. You're an adult now, Charlie. You can stay up late. Oh, 30 is an adult? I haven't been an adult this whole... I'm just now an adult? This is great news. Oh, hold on. I gotta fix this. There we go. I fucking hope you're not at the mid of your life. Yeah, me too. Oh my god. I've got more stuff to do. I got more life to live. You're 30? I thought we had the same birth year, but you're older than me. Yes, I'm 30. I'm 1995. I'm 11 months into 30, and I can tell you. What can you tell me? That this is real adulthood now? I just been faking it the whole time. Hopefully you aren't haunted by losing to Zygarde. That's okay. I'll be fine. Don't sleep on your back. I get sleep paralysis, so I don't sleep on my back. I haven't slept on my back in years. Just a fun fact. If you suffer from sleep paralysis, don't sleep on your back. It's way more likely to have, you'll be likely to have an episode. No longer allergic to red. Traded it for sleepy demons. Sleep paralysis sucks. It's the worst thing fucking ever. I did not understand what was happening the first time that I had it. I had it when I was like... My first episode, I want to say, was when I was 11. Horrifying. I only suffer from sleep paralysis when I have to wake up for work. Ba-dum-tsh. My friends called it being lazy. Oh, well, I'm glad that you don't actually suffer from sleep paralysis, because it sucks. What do you mean you don't like your brain dreaming while your body's awake? It is horrifying. It just, in case you don't know what it's like, I'll give you a little explanation. Gruel, hey, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Happy birthday, hope for many more to come. Thank you. Yes, I hope I'm not in the mid of my life. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support, you guys. But sleep paralysis is just like Cam said. Your brain is actively dreaming, but your body is asleep, but you are awake. Like your eyes are open, but your senses are dreaming. So you can hallucinate and hear and see things that aren't there, but you can't move. The only thing that gets me out of it is I try to hold my breath or stop breathing, and then it'll like wake up the rest of my body to be like, hey, something's not right. But I have had horrible episodes before where you're hearing and seeing things that aren't there, and you're already so tired, and it's dark, and it's all the scary stuff that you'd imagine it could be. But that's been the thing that's helped me the most, is just trying to hold my breath. Happy birthday, I'm having horrible insomnia, but enjoy your night. Hey, thank you so much. You enjoy your night too. I'm sorry that you have bad insomnia. The only thing that helped my insomnia was becoming a mom, because now I have to take every minute of sleep that I can get. The overt exhaustion has helped my insomnia. Then when you wake up, you find out there really was a demon in your room. So like, what is even real? Oh my hell, Tyler. No demons in my room. Hell no. I rebuke that. I know it's so funny. Sorry, I do have to leave, but becoming a mom as also like going through pregnancy and childbirth and everything has helped me with my hormonal acne. Like I used to get really bad adult acne, and then after having Ray, I haven't really had any adult acne. And I don't feel like that's something that I can really tell people that struggle with adult acne, because they're like, what did you do? And I'm like, I had a baby. It's not really like oh yeah, you can just go do this and maybe it'll regulate everything for you. Who knows? I don't know. Bodies are weird. Oh my god. I can't handle what you just said, Cam. Everyone, let's just become moms. Alright, you guys. Have a great night. I will see you later. I might be on tomorrow. I'm not gonna make any promises though, because I have no idea what tomorrow holds for me. So if not, I will definitely see you on Tuesday. And then next Saturday, 8 years of streaming anniversary celebration stream, I'm cooking up some stuff. So hopefully it'll be a fun time. So see you later. Good night. Goodbye. Be well.